They've conditioned us to be stuck in the left brain so that way we cannot access our true power. In order to truly activate the pineal gland, okay, which is the first brain, because we got two brains, the brain that allows us to perceive the five senses, and then we have the pineal gland, which is the superior brain that allows us to tap into higher consciousness. It is what actually separates human beings, the conscious human being, from a regular animal or a beast. This is what they talk about. Beauty and the Beast was a story about the lower self and attaining higher knowledge. All of these Disney movies, all of these shows and stuff, like, they were throwing occult and esoteric knowledge to us since we were children, not knowing that they were planting the seeds for us to wake up at this time. Everything happens for a reason. So when you know they were screaming in the videos, Illuminati, satanic symbols, it was like, no, that was just our ancestors coming back, reminding us who we are. Symbols activate something in the subconscious mind that wakes you up. Peace, family. Conjure Queen here. And in this segment, we are going to be talking about different dimensions. We're going to be talking about crossing timelines. We're talking about doppelgangers, clones, okay, doubles. A lot of strange things happen in the Matrix, okay? So you got to realize that as the planet is waking up, as more people are stepping into higher consciousness, we are shifting energies, we're shifting dimensions, we're even shifting certain realms. Once you elevate yourself, you are becoming closer and closer to God, or to the source from which we all have come. So when you become the source, when you start to manifest yourself as the true goddess or God body that you are literally embodying what God is. You are literally becoming God on earth. So when babies stop and stare at you, when people stop you and tell you look like somebody, you are now becoming a reflector or a reflection to people, which means that you literally look like them, or they can see themselves in you. Now this can be a double-edged sword, because some people may project their insecurities, wants, and needs onto you because you have this reflective like energy, right? Especially so if you are like a healer, if you are a spiritualist, if people come to you with their woes and worries, and random people stop you on the street and they want to tell you their whole life story, it's a strong possibility that you have a mirror-like aura where you reflect back to people their energy. And in relationships, you also teach people about themselves. So a lot of the times when those arguments come up, sometimes it's not even necessarily you, but you can be reflecting a trigger back to that person, and maybe that trigger is something that they haven't worked through or done the shadow work to heal, and so now they feel as though you are attacking them. You're also going to notice a lot of strange phenomena going on in the Matrix, and I'm going to explain to you why, okay? If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is I am Conjure Queen, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you to follow is because recently I just put up a post. Somebody sent me a photo of this girl who looks exactly like me. I'm like, yo, this cannot be happening. And it's been happening a lot lately to me. Like, guys, let me know in the comments, like, have you been having more occurrences with people who look like you, or people saying that you look like somebody, or sending you photos of people who probably look identical to you? The reason why this is happening is that we are merging into different dimensions. So imagine there's an alternate dimension, right? There's many alternate dimensions, and in every alternate dimension is an alternate version of ourselves. And if you guys don't know about this, I would highly recommend getting into quantum physics, because the scientists know about this already, okay? This is why I love science, because science is literally magic. They just stay in the left brain, but they don't want to incorporate the spiritual aspect into it. Okay, that's how they kept us so stuck in left brain and unable to tap into our magical powers, because we're so stuck thinking that everything has to be scientific, you know, the scientific method. That can be utilized in magic. However, you have to still keep that spiritual aspect with it. You learn about the quantum theory, you learn about the entanglement theory, you learn about the law of resonance, okay? There's so many different scientific words for them to pretty much say magic exists. Matter of fact, while we're on the topic of portals and dimensions, if you guys didn't know this, New York City is full of portals, and I'm going to tell you exactly where one of the biggest portals is at. If you have never been to 34th Street, Herald Square, that is a portal, baby, okay? When I tell you, people who are the old heads in New York, they know that New York is full of magic. You guys got to understand the history. There's a lot of blood that's been spilled there. Like, everybody on Wall Street? What? They found a whole bunch of Native American bones under those buildings when they did the construction. And that's why that area, the World Trade Center area, is cursed. Lower Manhattan, the World Trade Center, okay, that land is cursed. When they found all of those bones and stuff up there, you gotta understand that a lot of places in New York City is native sacred ground. And certain places were never meant to be digged up or have a building or a house or anything built on top of it. I gotta tell you about an old ancient ritual. Before a person was able to build a house or do anything with the land, they had to give that part of land or the spirits of the land an offering, right? And if you did not give an offering before digging up the land or burying something on top of it, then the spirits of that land was known to torment you or make you so miserable, so sick, or cause people around you to die. It would literally curse you, okay? It would create all of these issues and so that you can move out. Now, imagine you have all of these people in New York City digging up all of this stuff, not knowing the proper rituals. And this is why, listen closely, if you work in construction, if you're a carpenter, if you know somebody who is a carpenter or work in construction, listen to this, okay? It was known that you have to give a blood sacrifice if you wanted to build land or build a building or build a home on top of land. You had to feed the land with something, an offering, okay? Now, when you don't give that blood sacrifice, the spirit will take it. This is why a lot of the times there's certain freak accidents at construction sites. And I know a lot of my friends are construction workers, and they told me some really strange, crazy stories in New York. For one of my friends, I had to actually prepare him a protection because he was telling me like, yo, every day there was a crazy accident. And I'm going to tell you exactly where this was. This was downtown Brooklyn. Downtown Brooklyn is not too far from Fort Greene Park, and Fort Greene Park is very haunted because it's a whole bunch of dead people buried under the memorial there. A lot of people don't know that, but those who lived in Fort Greene for a very long time, they know the secrets of the land, and they had natives there who fed the spirits to keep the spirits at bay. So right downtown Brooklyn, where that Macy's is at, listen, if you guys live in New York or Brooklyn, even if you don't, I'm telling you guys just in case you decide to visit, where that Macy's building is at, my mother told me, even my grandmother even told me, they said down there is haunted. And that's why whatever is always built on top of that area, there's always like that building would start a fire. It used to be a movie theater there in the 90s, and so it burnt down, and then they built a Macy's there, and Macy's even caught on fire a few times, okay? People that work in Macy's that work there can even tell you that they seen some shit there. It's crazy. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because you have to give an offering to the spirits of the land when you move in. Like, this is a tradition that has been lost, because remember, we lost a lot of our memories, we lost a lot of our cultural history, but this used to be kind of like the norm. Like, if you go to somebody's house for the first time, you bring an offering, right? Like, I hope that you guys were raised that way. And you want to know the crazy part? What's known now as having like home training or manners, like that was literally cultural upbringing. Like, certain things was just taught to us, like certain values, how to treat the spirits, how to give offerings when you enter into a new space for the first time, how to give veneration to the spirits if you're moving into their land. Like, whenever I go to a new space, I give honor and thanks to the spirits of the land. I give honor and thanks to the trees around me. I ask them all to protect me, to bring me good energy, to keep out bad energy, like just to keep me safe and stable. I give them the offerings, we have our exchange, and we in a good place. Nothing ever happens. I never have any issues when I move to a new place. Now, if you notice that you always having issues, let's say you move to a place and there's always problems, maybe certain things are breaking down in the house, maybe there's just supernatural things happening, like y'all probably seen Amityville Horror, okay, The Conjuring, stuff like that really happens on a day-to-day basis, okay? This is the norm for some people. And the thing is, they don't know that all they really had to do is pay homage to the spirits of the land, respect them, but people don't know those traditions, so they violate the spirits. Spirits feel disrespected, like how you don't know these customs. It's like supposed to be common sense. So remember, these are ancient spirits, so they're expecting that you're supposed to know these old traditions. The point that I'm making here is that The planet is waking up. Consciousness is waking up. Those who are the originals, those who are connected to the land, the indigenous people, the ones whose DNA is merged with the earth, those who came from the dust of the earth, okay, you are part of it, as within, so without, as above, so below. That is why we can work with the elements. That is why our ancestors were able to make it rain. That is why they were able to start fires with their mind. And some of you can even still do this today. Your powers are just sleeping. Stuff like this was known as common, okay? They have conditioned us to think that we are not connected to the land. The reason why we have so many issues today is because we've connected from source. We've connected from nature. But we're getting back to it again. And the reason why you need to get back onto nature's good graces, because things are shifting. Nature is going through a cleanse and a purging process, okay? And you got to realize when the human body is sick, what does it do? It sends its white blood cells to attack whatever the pathogen is, right? The virus, the bacteria. So it's something like that that's happening with Earth, where Earth is heating up, is going through a fever, a sickness. It's sending its soldiers, its troopers to attack the sickness where it's coming from. And any person, things, or people, energies that are the detriment of the Earth and from her evolving, they are being cleaned from this earth, okay? The earth is alive. This is why we are able to habitate on side of her, okay? We have to be living on a living organism in order for living organisms to exist on it. So what is that telling you? Every living thing evolves, right? Every living thing grows, right? And we're affected by earth, and also earth affects us. So if that's the case, if you are the sickness that is hurting earth, then sorry, boo-boo, it's time for you to go. If you're not aiding in this ascension, in this growth process, in the evolution process, because it's time for humans to evolve now, and there have been hijackers of this planet that don't even belong to this freaking star system, that have violated a lot of codes that was written, ancient codes. Listen, it's a lot of violations, but we're seeing that karma happening now. We're seeing justice now. We're seeing punishment now, and that's why we're going to see a lot of false leaders fall. You're going to see a lot of entertainers be exposed, okay? The truth is coming out. There's actually a really good movie that I want you guys to watch. It's called The Happening, okay? It talks about everything that's happening now, how Earth goes through this purging process. It's kind of like the end of the world, revelations that they speak about, all of the signs, okay? And what it's saying is that Earth is literally purging the people who are harmful to her, but then there's certain people that's not affected by this poisonous gas that the flowers and the trees are giving off. Because everything is evolving, you got to understand that Earth's defense mechanism is also evolving too. Her defense mechanism, her immunity, her immune system, the white cells, right? The soldiers that she needs to purge the sickness so that we can evolve, so that there can be healing here, so that there can be balance in Ma'at here, right? Restoring that Ma'at, the year of the 7, the year of the scales, the year of balance, the year of the priestess or Set, the year of the moon, the great God is coming forward, the year of conception, new beginnings, harnessing, okay? It's a lot of stuff that's happening, and that waters, the Cancerian waters, the waters from the goddess, right? The 7 energy for this year is purging, so there may be a flood. Okay, there may be floodings in strange places. There's a lot of things happening, and a flood can also be symbolic, the flood of knowledge. Okay, a lot of people are going to seek truth. They're going to seek the seekers. There is actually historical documents that talk about how the Japanese actually overthrew the Mongols, how they had their priests and magicians to do ceremonies and rituals that can control the water. So what they would do is, remember at that time, the Mongols and warring people were traveling by water, so they had to travel through ship. So when they would come, they would have the priestess and the magicians and stuff work together, and what they did was they called forth the gods of the sea to create a storm, and it happened twice. Okay, the first time it destroyed their boats and they retreated. They tried to come again and it happened again. And this is how you know it's not a coincidence. Now, what if I told you we still have that power to tap into the energy of the elements, to get the spirits of nature on our side, so that we can also step in and assist the nature spirits with cleansing the earth? because that's what human beings were actually dropped off here for. A lot of us are not even really from this planet. A lot of us are from other star systems, and we came here to be custodians of the earth. We were supposed to be put here to care for her. She cared for us, we cared for her. It was just a mutual agreement that we had. And somewhere along the line, we stopped taking care of her, and what happened? We got disconnected from her. We forgot how to speak to the spirits of the land. For every sickness, there is a plant that can cure you. Okay, and this is what the indigenous people knew. We knew that we had a signature or an agreement with the plant kingdom. And it's an old story, right? There's a story about how once upon a time, human beings had a very close relationship with the animals and the plants, right? The plants were put here to help us cure sickness and disease, and also to keep, to feed us and stuff like that. And we also had a close relationship with the animals where we were able to talk to them, communicate with them. They would teach us things. And so over time, we lost that connection with the animals, right? Like we were able to communicate with the bears. We wasn't afraid of them. Like we were able to work with them. They were protecting us. Somewhere along the lines, we lost that connection of how to communicate with them, and so we started to eat them. We started to eat them instead of protect them, and so that breached the contract that we had. And so what that did was it started to create sickness, pestilence, disease. Okay, they say that when you don't sacrifice an animal properly before consuming it, the spirit of that animal can curse you, okay, or torment you. When the human beings breached that agreement with the animals, it created a war where the animals started to attack the humans because the humans were just eating them and sacrificing them. And these were people who came who didn't know how to do the sacrificial rites, okay? They violated the code, and so it infuriated the animals. And so the plant kingdom realized that the humans were getting sick, right, from not properly sacrificing and doing the rites before consuming the meat. And so as the humans started to develop these new sicknesses, the plant said, hey, you know what, we'll cure you, we'll be your cure, we'll teach you how to work with us so that we can cure sickness, illness, or whatever type of diseases you have. So the good thing is, I feel as though more people are waking up, more people are learning about alternative medicine, more people are learning about how to heal themselves, more mothers are learning how to cure their own babies and find like little herbs and plants and medicines to make sure that they have a smooth delivery, that their children are protected, like old hoodoo spells that a lot of our ancestors have passed on to us. Like this is old ancient knowledge, but we just call it old wives' tales now, or superstitions now, but they have deep roots in them, and it's a reason why we have to continue telling these stories so that the people won't forget. So moral of the story is, right now what you want to be doing is connecting to your ancestors, connecting to your roots, learning about your foundations and where you come from, learning how to tap back into Mother Earth's energy, how to work with these elementals, how to get out of that stigma and mindset that they lied to you about and conditioned you into thinking that we're supposed to be stuck in our left brain. They've conditioned us to be stuck in the left brain so that way we cannot access our true power. In order to truly activate the pineal gland, okay, which is the first brain, because we got two brains, the brain that allows us to perceive the five senses, and then we have the pineal gland, which is the superior brain that allows us to tap into higher consciousness. It is what actually separates human beings, the conscious human being, from a regular animal or a beast. This is what they talk about. Beauty and the Beast was a story about the lower self and attaining higher knowledge. All of these Disney movies, all of these shows and stuff, like they were throwing occult and esoteric knowledge to us since we were children, not knowing that they were planting the seeds for us to wake up at this time. Everything happens for a reason. So when they were screaming in the videos, Illuminati, satanic symbols, it was like, no, that was just our ancestors coming back, reminding us who we are. Symbols activate something in the subconscious mind that wakes you up. If you really want to tap into this magical energy, what's going to open the door for you is working with your ancestors, because they know the secrets. These are the shamans that they killed off. These are the ones who hold the ancient mysteries. These are the ones who know how to work the land and know how to work the crystals. These are the ones that know the ancient language. They can teach this to you. They can show you in a dream. They can show you in a vision. They can strengthen your divination skills and your psychic powers. They can teach you telepathy. They can teach you pyromancy. necromancy. They can teach you telekinesis. They can teach you all of these things because these things are very real and they are possible. I don't think that is stressed enough how important it is to incorporate your ancestors into your spiritual practice. How many doors that they can open for you. Because so many people skip the ancestors and they want to work with all of these powerful deities and demons and angels and saints and all of this stuff, but they skip over their ancestors. Your ancestors are literally like the spokespeople for you in the spiritual world. Like, you got to think about it. When you go to work with a spirit that you've never worked with before, they're going to kind of look at your credentials and see, okay, who the hell are you? Who worked with you? You know, what's your background story? Are you worth even working with? Or are you just going to be annoying? Your ancestors will vouch for you in the spiritual world. They can introduce you to other spirits. They can put you on to spirits that they worked with. Okay, so that way you can have a whole entire spiritual army behind you. Listen, family, we have a powerful ritual coming up. We are doing an ancestor money burning ritual. Now, if you don't know about that ancestor money, I'm going to tell you right now, it is life changing. You burn ancestor money, you will activate your ancestors. If you've been wondering if your ancestors been connecting with you or not, let me tell you right now, if you use ancestor money, they will be active and you will definitely know that they are around, okay? If you've been having issues connecting or communicating with your ancestors, ancestor money burning will open up the communication and open up the doorway. Burning ancestor money also brings you prosperity, because what you're doing is you're literally paying off your ancestral debts, or like, let's say they have karmic debts or they have traumas. It's literally burning away their impurities. Like, you're cleansing them with the alchemical fire as you're burning and calling upon the Jade Emperor. As you're burning these hell notes, you're also cleansing their spirit, and as you're cleansing them, they're able to help you. It's a powerful ritual, family. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. If you guys missed the previous protection ritual, do not miss this. You get your ancestors on your side, it's a game changer. Okay? Anybody who's done group rituals with me know that I explain everything step by step. I'm very thorough in what I do, and I'm all about results. Okay? We get results over here, baby. Our rituals and spells, they work. Okay, so yeah, I definitely look forward to doing this ritual with you, family. If you're going to participate, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I'm excited. It's going to be powerful. We're tapping into our roots. Trust me, just tapping into this ritual is going to shift dimensions. It's going to shift the paradigm. Like, we are paradigm shifters. Real talk. But some of y'all have bad luck because you opened up the portal to bad ancestors thinking that all of them going to help you. Meanwhile, you got ancestors that might be rapists, murderers, psychos, okay, just crazy type of stuff. You got to protect yourself from the bad ancestors. Burn the ancestor money to purify and heal them, so hopefully they can evolve and be able to help you and join your spiritual court, because everybody has spirits that they come with. Everybody has a spiritual court, and this is also revealed in the spiritual readings that I do. What spirits walk with you, what spiritual guides are around you, your spiritual mother, father, or even ancestors that come, your muertos or the dead. So I know we discussed a lot in this video, but to pretty much sum everything up, we are entering into higher dimensions. Our mind is shifting. We are entering into a paradigm shift, and so many things are changing. Times is changing. Portals are opening. It's something about the water. Okay, pay attention to the waters this year. I'm hearing waters. I'm hearing floods. I'm hearing like cleansing with water. I'm hearing like hurricanes coming. Okay. But the water is more so like a purification water. Like, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing purification. I'm hearing cleansing. I'm hearing the great cleansing is coming. And it doesn't necessarily mean, remember, literally, it can mean that the spiritual warriors, which are the white blood cells of earth that are put here to defend her, to fight off the pestilence and the sickness that keeps earth from evolving, you, the spiritual warriors, right? You are evolving, and the flood is coming where that knowledge is opening. More people are stepping into their powers. The titans are coming back from their slumber, and it's game over for these false gods. Game over. Tell me what you guys think about this, okay? Have you guys been feeling an energy shift? Have you noticed any of your doppelgangers or clones or twins somewhere in this matrix? Have random people been stopping you, telling you that they've seen somebody who looks exactly like you? Let us know in the comment section, because I definitely want to know if I'm the only person that's going through this or there's other people too, because I know I can't be the only one. It's too many crazy stuff happening. If you're ready for the shift, family, drop a heart below. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe so that you can always be updated to more content, more videos, telling you what's going on in the ethers. But until next time, family, I love you. Conjure Queen signing out. Peace.